Published 13:24 Eastern Standard Time, the 31st of December 2017. Updated 14:07 Eastern Standard Time, the 31st of December 2017. When Arsene Wenger does eventually turn his back on Arsenal, he will surely not miss afternoons like this. Over the second half of his long tenure in North London, there have been far too many days when his team have failed him when it matters most. This had been a hard, honest afternoon for Arsenal in the Black Country. With Christmas tiredness in their legs, Wenger's players had run hard in the rain on the soft ground to final edge past opposition, ambitious and energized under new manager Alan Pardew. With just 7 minutes left, Arsenal finally scored. It was debatable whether or not they deserved the lead, but they took it anyway. Jay Rodriguez converted an 89th minute penalty as West Bromwich Albion held Arsenal to a 1-1 draw at the Hawthorns. The crucial spot kick was awarded by referee Mike Dean, who punished Callum Chambers for an apparent handball offence. Arsenal had earlier opened the scoring when Chilean Alexis Sanchez's free kick deflected into the bottom of the Baggies' net. A delighted Sanchez ran off in celebration, but the Arsenal goal was later awarded to West Brom midfielder James McClean. Alexis Sanchez, largely peripheral until Arsenal came strong in the last quarter, drove a low free kick at an encroaching West Brom wall, and the ball ricocheted past Ben Foster off the back of James McClean, who had turned away as he jumped. The celebrations were enthusiastic and prolonged. Unlike at Crystal Palace recently, all the Arsenal players joined in. It felt like a big moment for a side chasing the top four and preparing for a home game with Chelsea on Wednesday. But there are certain things about Arsenal that do not change, no matter who is in the team. One of them is the sheer painful fact that Wenger just can't rely on them. Here, Arsenal were maybe slightly unlucky. The handball given against Callum Chambers was a borderline call. But as Wenger raged on the touchline, Mike Dean probably got the decision right. And when Jay Rodriguez converted the first penalty West Brom had been given in 53 games, Arsenal's chance of a vital victory had gone. Arsenal looked a little unfamiliar in their red shorts. This was the first time they had worn this kit for more than 40 years. After this they may wait that long before they wear it again. They were also without one of their most recognizable faces, even though Mesut Ozil's knee injury isn't expected to keep him out of the Chelsea game. Arsenal midfielder Jack Wilshere started his 5th game in just 18 days as he continued to show off his improved fitness. Wilshere managed to get through the match unscathed, but Gunners teammate Sead Kolasinac picked up a first-half injury. Bosnian left-back Kolasinac limped off the field with a knock and was replaced by sub Ainsley Maitland-Niles on 37 minutes. Maitland-Niles used a sleeping bag and an extra Arsenal coat to keep warm on the bench prior to his first-half introduction. 25-year-old England international Wilshere made a total of 40 passes during the first 45 minutes at the Hawthorns. West Brom, without a league win since August, were also without a danger man of their own, Solomon Rondon, not fit to lead the line. Despite that, the home team did carry a threat in the first half and may have profited had they managed to find a decent final ball more often. Arsenal's recent form has taken them to the brink of the top 4 places once again and looked to get forward and impose themselves on the team that started the day bottom of the league. However, it was West Brom who showed first as a cross from Matt Phillips from the right was headed towards goal by Rodriguez. Petr Cech in the Arsenal goal saved that one comfortably, but was not so assured less than a minute later when he dropped a high ball under pressure. The loose ball ran to Jake Livermore, but his shot on the turn was weak and easily blocked. Phillips then shot wide, and the right midfielder was proving himself dangerous early on. West Brom manager Alan Pardew clearly thought Phillips could get at Sead Kolasinac on the left side of the Arsenal defence, and he certainly seemed to have a yard on his opponent. Soon Phillips was driving past Kolasinac only to overhit his cross, and then he did it again, this time finding the head of an Arsenal defender as Rodriguez lurked. The first 20 minutes were not one-way traffic towards the Arsenal goal, but West Brom were progressive at times. Arsenal, too, were dangerous and may have scored themselves in the 8th minute when Alexander Lacazette was fed by Sanchez, got the ball back off the shins of a defender and then delivered a shot was deflected a foot or so wide of the post. That was a warning for West Brom. Their defending needed to be sharper, but they didn't seem too keen to learn, and soon after that Alex Iwobi was given space on the edge of the penalty area to curl a shot only inches over the angle of post and crossbar. Chances were few and far between in the first half, but home goalkeeper Ben Foster was called into action to deny Alex Iwobi at the other end. Gunners stopper Petr Cech did not look fully convincing, especially when it came to gathering high balls like fellow defender Kolasinac. Arsenal's Laurent Koscielny failed to finish the game. He was replaced by Premier sacker Arsene Wenger. Broke Sir Alex Ferguson's record for most games as a Premier League boss as he took charge for an 811th time. It looked like Frenchman Wenger was going to mark the occasion with a win when Sanchez found the net with a lucky free kick. Arsenal's players celebrated as they saw the ball land in West Brom's net after the deflected shot bamboozled keeper Foster. The Gunners players celebrated the own goal as a team, while number 10 Wilshere saluted the visiting supporters at the Hawthorns. At this stage this was an even contest. Arsenal always looked to have greater quality up front, but West Brom were ambitious and energetic, and Phillips would not have been displeased to see his marker Kolasinac depart injured just after the half-hour. In his place came the youngster Ashley Maitland-Niles, who had such a tough afternoon against Liverpool just before Christmas. Arsenal began to assert themselves as half-time neared, and a swerving Iwobi shot from 25 yards was kept out well by Ben Foster. The ball seemed to move late in the air, and Foster did well to adjust and palm it away with both hands. Still, Phillips was keen to cause problems, though, and another cross from the right saw the ball run loose and cause brief panic in the Arsenal penalty area. Neither side could complain about parity at the break, but it was West Brom who emerged to push Arsenal back for 10 minutes at the start of the second half. Cech was not required to make a save, but the Arsenal defense were placed under some pressure as West Brom, encouraged by a noisy home crowd, imposed themselves in terms of territory and possession. This left Arsenal playing on the counter-attack, which can of course suit them. Jack Wilshere, looking fit and mobile in the centre of midfield, was at the heart of many of Arsenal's forays forwards, and his influence on the game was growing, just as did in the recent win at Crystal Palace. Lacazette was also a menace in the final third, and Wilshere started a move that almost provided him with a goal just before the hour. It was a 1-2 between Lacazette and Iwobi that eventually opened up West Brom, and when the Arsenal striker eased the ball past a West Brom defender, he drove a low shot towards goal, and Foster was relieved to save with his feet. The West Brom goalkeeper was static a minute or so later when Lacazette appeared in his eyeline again. This time it was Sanchez who spotted the run, and Lacazette's deft touch applied to his teammate's cute pass diverted the ball only a foot or so the wrong side of the near post. Wilshere was not celebrating a short while later. He and Shkodran Mustafi, left, were unimpressed with Dean's penalty call. A frustrated Wenger expressed his disapproval towards Dean as well when the referee came over to speak with the manager, but Rodriguez did not let Arsenal's protests distract him, and he celebrated his penalty strike with teammate Johnny Evans. As we entered the final 20 minutes, the territory began to be Arsenal's a little. Lacazette returned the compliment to Sanchez in the 71st minute as a deft touch set up the Chilean in the penalty area, but West Brom bodies were quick to close. Then, at the other end, as the red shirts backed up, Rodriguez advanced to fizz a powerful shot at goal from 20 yards or so. Cech stood tall to parry, but had the ball been a yard either side of him he may have been struggling. With the game competitive until the dying stages, it didn't look as though there would be a breakthrough. But ultimately we got not one goal but two, as Arsenal first won the game and then gave it away again. Sanchez's free kick was awarded after a clumsy foul from Craig Dawson. It was not his first of the day, and when the West Brom wall broke up in its anxiousness to block the shot, the ball went in off McLean. There had been debate about whether Arsenal players had deliberately not celebrated with Sanchez after one of his goals at Palace. They ran to him as one. That is what relief does. With only 7 minutes to go, there hardly seemed time for Arsenal to mess things up, but they managed it anyway. Chambers didn't seem to handle the ball on purpose when Kieran Gibbs tried to lift it past him, but the defender's arm was raised in front of him, and that made Dean's decision just about correct. Rodriguez rammed the penalty straight down the middle, and, apart from Wenger touchline rage that had to be calmed by Dean, Arsenal were just about done. This may prove to be one of Evans's final games for West Brom. The Baggies skipper is said to be wanted by Manchester City. West Brom paid tribute to mascot Richard Eads, who passed away recently. Fans of both sides showed respect by applauding. Mascots representing Walsall, Wolves, Birmingham City and Aston Villa gathered together before kick-off in honour of Eads.